up pressure washers. I know this might be a little clickbaitish, but it's not, because I'm going to go over, and I got an instance of a couple different people of, can I make $100,000 in a year in my pocket? And the answer is absolutely yes. And I'm going to go with, do I need 5 employees? Do I need 2 employees? Do I need 0 employees? How can I get there and have $100,000 in my pocket? So I'm going to tell a story about how you can have $100,000 in your pocket. And where this guy is located at is not some big city. In fact, it's in Podunk, Indiana, called Connorsville. Connorsville, Indiana is kind of in between Cincinnati and Indianapolis, and it's right in the middle, and there is nothing around this place. Absolutely nothing. And he has been in business for, this is his third year pressure washing, I believe it is. I don't think it's his second. I believe this was his third year pressure washing. And he is going to do, he is already dollars, and so he has about $25 to $30,000 in cost, and the rest is in his pocket. And he's not even working all year long. Now, this year and last year, he actually is doing Christmas lights to actually help bump that up some more. But I'm going to kind of break down how you can make $100,000 in a year doing pressure washing. Now, with that being said, there is, you do have to work a little bit. Now, he does have a good website, and he has paid some website. He does not run AdWords, and he does a lot of signs, and that's how this guy gets his business. And the great thing about it is, his name is Jeremy, and he is, I met him actually last year because he called me and said, Jason, is it too late to do Christmas lights? And it was right around the end of October, 1st of November. And I said, absolutely not too late to do Christmas lights. I did Christmas lights last year and ended up doing $25,000 just in Christmas lights. This year, he is looking to do double that this year, and I'm pretty sure he's going to hit that. He is a one-man crew. He does have a helper that he pays to help him out, and he does he does do the pressure washing with him. And he wasn't going to actually use this guy for Christmas lights, and I'm like, heck yeah, use this guy for Christmas lights, because that way you can get a Christmas light and have him as a great barber. So with that all being said, is, can you make $100,000? And is it better to grow a big pressure washing business, or is it better to stay small? Sometimes a lot of people think, oh, I need to grow this business to $250,000. Do you really need to grow it that big? Because when you start growing it that big, what you start getting is a lot of headaches. A lot of other things come involved with what you are doing when you are starting to grow that business that big. Now, if you have any questions, put them down in the bottom down here. And once I get done talking about this, I will start answering questions. And I know I've gotten quite a few equipment questions here lately. So if you have any equipment questions, marketing questions, any type of questions that I can help you with, let me know down in the comments below. So again, Jeremy did 100, and he's already at 125,000 as of November. It was actually before October, and so with all that, he has been able to grow it to that. So I get this question all the time of, should I grow my business of, how much should I, how much. The biggest thing is do what's comfortable for you. If you can live on, $70,000, then if you make $100,000, great for you. That's a great bonus for you. Or that kind of thing of just make sure it's comfortable for you. So yes, I grew my business to $1 million and we sold it, but it was a lot of headache. You got a lot of moving parts. You got a lot of employees wanting to call in sick. You got a lot of expense. You got a boatload of expenses of trucks and workers' comp and payroll tax and all the other crap that goes along with it. So, with a one-man show, you can make a great amount of money. And just remember, money ain't everything. Money ain't gonna buy you happiness for sure. I know money makes the world go around, and money will make your life a lot easier. But it's not always all about the money. Sometimes it's about the happiness of you not having to go to a 9 to 5 or an 8 to 5 or an 8 to 7 and have some jackleg boss over you and taking control of your time and when you can be there and when you can't be there and all that kind of stuff. Now, are you going to have customers that are going to be a pain in the butt? Absolutely, you are. That comes with the whole thing. But if you can set your schedule, and like Jeremy said, he made 125,000 just from basically March to September, October, and that is that's part time making that kind of money. His daughter is in. She does a lot of horse stuff, showing horses and all that kind of thing, and he lives a great life. He would never have thought that he could have done this before he went in business for himself. When he went in business for himself, he was working an 8 to 5, and he wanted to get out of that. And so he jumped in and took the leap and started pressure washing. He actually learned from YouTube of how to pressure wash from Dan's Vlogs. If anybody's ever heard of Dan's Vlogs, it's not even nothing special there. So, that's kind of, what that whole thing of, what do you want? Do you want to be your own boss? Do you want to take control of your time? Do you want to do that kind of stuff? Well, then you can now. Is there times that you're going to have to work late and that kind of stuff? Absolutely. But you know what? I never worked any Saturdays or Sundays. Very rarely did I ever work a Saturday or Sunday on the pressure washing Christmas light business because I respect that time with my family. And that's what I want you to be able to do is be with your family. Because at the end of the day, money don't mean nothing. Family is everything. You can only have family for so long. My kids are 5 and 11, and they're growing up fast. And I want to spend quality time with my family and my kids and wife to be sure that I can support them, but I can also have quality and quantity time with my kids and my wife. So with all that being said, I'm going to start reading some comments here. So if you have any questions, let me know and I will answer your questions here for you if I can get them to come up here. And I'm going to just read down through here. From Oakland, Maryland. I was actually I just got back from New York Saturday, yesterday morning. If you follow me on Facebook or anything, I went up to Long Island, New York, and I installed Christmas lights on the Santa's Christmas tree farm in Long Island. I will try to put a link. Actually, I don't have that video up yet, but if you go to Christmas Light, you can like and subscribe there, and I go over all my Christmas light stuff. And so I just got back from Long Island. I was up there for 4 days, and so that's where I was. Now I'm in a dungeon, if you look in here, and I am in BFE, Kentucky, Western Kentucky, taking an instructor class for my fire department so that I can get my instructor so I can actually teach classes and act like I know what I'm doing. But it's in the middle of nowhere and it's kind of boring down here. So, hello, Jason, and hello from Cookeville, Tennessee. Benjamin Baker says, greeting, Jason. Seba Brown, pudding to get her. I don't know that one. Always good to be on your videos. What's up, Jason? What's up, Jordan? Jack Arm Boss. Good night. I'm outside. All right. Putting together an entry soft wash system. What type of chemical hose should I use, and where is the best place to get it? So there is a couple different things on this question on the hose side of things. If you're going to do it, I'm assuming you're doing it with a 12 volt. So you can either go with a 1/2 inch hose or a 5/8 hose. If you go with a 1/2 inch hose, there's a couple places you can get it. I got links on YouTube of from Amazon. I actually buy it from there because it's there. You can buy it from you can buy it from anybody. You can buy it from Russ Johnson, Pressure Tech, Southside Equipment, Power Wash Store. But the biggest thing is you can buy the Kern mantle, which is like the yellow stuff, or you can buy the braided stuff. The braided stuff, it works okay, but as time goes on, it gets kind of stiff and hard. And so it's just kind of hard to handle sometimes. The trailer I actually built, I did that. I used the braided stuff. It works fine. You won't have that. It'll last, 2 years, probably 2-3 years. But the Kern mantle is it's good too. But the only thing I don't like about the Kern mantle versus the braided stuff is you have to wear gloves on that Kern mantle, on that yellow stuff, because if you don't, it has like little ribs going down it, and it will, when you're using bleach and if you're not using gloves, it will make your fingertips raw from holding on to it. So that's the only thing I don't like about it. I know some people that use oh, what's that stuff called? It's the it's a garden hose too. But I don't know how well the chemical holds, or how long the hose will hold up for that, because the chemical difference between 1/2 inch and 3/8 will make a difference. I use I used to always use the 1/2 inch. On my trailer, I bought the 5/8 hose. The 5/8 hose is day and night of how much it will flow versus the 1/2 inch. If you only use the 1/2 inch, it will have a lot of friction loss in it. So you will not be able to shoot your chemical as high, and you won't be able to flow as much out of that pump. So DJ from Liberty Power Wash, I haven't seen him come on here yet. He might be playing hockey tonight. His has only got a 1/2 inch hose. And in that 1/2 inch hose, it will, he's got a 1/2 inch hose with a 5 gallon a minute pump. With a 5 gallon a minute pump and a 1/2 inch hose will only flow about 2.5 gallons a minute. So you lose all your pressure and your volume of that hose and that friction loss out of it. When I did it with my 5/8 inch hose, I was I was right around, so I have a 7 gallon a minute pump with a 3/8 or a 5/8 hose, and I was right around I was right around a little over 5 gallons a minute. So I only lost 2 gallons a minute, where he lost 2.5. And I know he had lower flow, but that makes a difference, especially when we're trying to get up 20, 30 feet on a house, so that way we can get to the second story plus the doghouse, plus the roof. So that way we can, especially when we're soft washing. Now, when we are roof cleaning, it also makes a difference to make sure when we're up on a ladder and we're actually higher than our pump, we will lose even more pressure, because it takes that head pressure to get it up and start it and get it going up and flowing. I hope I answered your question without making it confusing. I know I just gave a lot of information in that about 5-10 minutes, but that is something that is there. Thrive Yoga and Wellness. Glad to see you on here. I seen you posted actually in the other thing. I saw your guy pre-treating a driveway. He said using 12 and a half with Dawn. How is that it didn't harm the grass? I saw a guy pre-treating a driveway. He said using 12 and a half. If he's downstreaming it, it will not. If he's using straight 12.5% sodium hypochlorite or bleach, it will kill the grass. And Dawn and bleach do not mix. There is certain Dawns that will actually start making a gas if you put the two together, or it will start weakening that 12.5% bleach or sodium hypochlorite. So if you use with house wash mix, I will downstream it and then I will just put it out there and let it go that way. And then if you're downstreaming 12 and a half, it's not going to hurt the grass 99% of the time, unless it is very hot and the grass is very dry. Then you may start messing up that grass if it is hot and dry. But if it's just shooting it down, and then what I'll actually do is I'll take that house wash mix again and I will spray it again after the fact, after it's all done, to let it kill any mold spores that still might be in that driveway when I am doing the driveway. All right, so let's see if I got any. So we got Memphis again, S3, Pigeon Forge checking in, Shannon Stinton. I like Pigeon Forge. Actually, my wife likes it better than I do. I don't like going down there and spending a lot of money. And I don't like going down there with all the traffic. Our wedding anniversary is in October, and there's always like a boatload of traffic because everybody wants to go down and see the leaves. Hi, Jason. Are two power washers on a trailer with two people more efficient, or should I put two hoses on one 8-gallon a minute power washer? Well, it depends. It depends if you can, if you have an area that has good water flow. The issue I always ran into, I guess if you're using two 4-gallon a minute pumps, you will be okay. But what I realize, when you're rinsing with 4 gallons a minute, it's just going to take you longer than an 8-gallon a minute. If you have an 8-gallon a minute, then you will want to be able to put I'm going to pull this down here. If you have an 8-gallon a minute pump and you're trying to pressure wash, with an 8-gallon a minute with one guy, actually, if you have two guys running one 8-gallon a minute, would be faster than you splitting that 8-gallon a minute into two 4-gallon minutes. And here's why. Because I can spray the soap really fast, then I can have my guy switch my soap, and then I can rinse it right back off. A lot faster rinse with an 8-gallon versus a 4-gallon. Now, that's not to say you couldn't split it off and have two hoses coming off, and then, let this dude soap, and then you quit and this dude rinses. But then again, now we're dealing with two hoses. So now we got to, make sure we don't kill stuff when we're doing it with the two guns with 8-gallon a minute. 8-gallon a minute 8-gallon a minute, that's what most of our trucks had on them. And, most houses, I was in and out in 45 minutes to an hour. And it's just, by myself, 45 minutes to an hour. That's, talking to the customer. Hey, Miss Jones, I'm here to pressure wash, to, hey, Miss Jones, I'm done. You want to check me out? And they're usually like, we've only been here an hour and you're going to charge me what? $400? You make more than a doctor. Yep, I do sometimes, but most times doctors make more because they're there, they got a little bit more, but hey, $400 an hour, that's pretty good. So, or more than that sometimes. So with that being said, an 8-gallon a minute, the biggest thing when you start adding two machines, or you're pulling like a 5, like we had one truck that had 5 and 8, most residential spigots won't keep up with it. You will run out of water fast, and then you'll be burning up your pumps. All right, I think I got some more questions in here. Um, Dave Walters. Hi, Jason. When will your next class be? Not far from Cincy. I would like to attend. It will probably be in the spring. It might be late February, if just depending on weather, or early March. Um, if I don't think I'm going to have the way this weather is around here lately. If I could have gotten one in beforehand, I would have, even if it was one-on-one. But it's starting to. This week is our Monday and Tuesday is supposed to snow, and Tuesday is a high of 27. So that is cold, and I don't do cold. Well, my pressure washer won't do cold either. Let's see here. Sebastian. Traffic is horrible. It is horrible in Pigeon Forge. Hey, Jason, have you done graffiti removal and is it worth it? It is definitely worth it. It is big money. Show me the money. Especially when they put some big old balls or something stupid on a house or building, then it's worth even more. Or the big FU somewhere. I had it on a couple sidewalks. They put FU on like 5 different sidewalks in this HOA. And guess what? There was a lot of money made on that one because they wanted it up fast. They called on Monday and we had it up by Monday afternoon because we put our guy on it to go get that done because they want it done. So guess what? We charge for it. And it's super simple. I mean, basically you can get Taganator or World's Best Graffiti Removal, and just you got to read the instructions, but basically it's a waiting game. You're going to put this stuff on with usually like a paintbrush or a roller or something. You might agitate it a little bit while you're doing it. You got to wait 30 minutes, and then you may have to reapply it. And then you sit there and you spray it up. We wouldn't do graffiti. Now, the issue with graffiti removal is that bucket of World's Best, or I think it was Taganator's, like $100. So, we would charge $300-400. Hey, thank you for the, all right. So that's kind of it. Security cameras. Whoa, security cameras are something that you don't want to mess up. Usually I would stay away from security cameras. I wouldn't get too close to security cameras. I messed them up. Absolutely. You spray bleach on them and they jack them up. Anytime you got and you don't know how expensive that stupid thing's going to be. It can be probably $200 or $300. Stay away from them. Clean away. I would rinse them maybe, but even then, I try not to hit them much. Security cameras are. Oh, and here's another thing: don't do this even if you don't see security cameras. The guys that I went up to work last week up at Cincinnati, and the dude went peeing in the back by the chimney, and guess what was over his head? A security camera. They were pissed off because the dude's pissing on their house. So make sure you know it's kind of funny, but don't do it. So don't do make sure you're seeing where these security cameras are. Make sure you're not doing stupid stuff, and stay away from them if you're cleaning wise. What up, Jason? Snow? Yeah, snow. Heck on that snow. Thank you for the super chat. That's the first super chat I've had or I have gotten. Thank you. Merry Christmas 2.0. What's the best way to advertise? I'm assuming you're saying for Christmas lights. The best way I have found to advertise for Christmas lights and even pressure washing is AdWords. AdWords has grown our business to where it is. We're spending anywhere from $6,000 a month just in AdWords. AdWords is a great way to be able to grow your business and kind of scale it on if I put $5 in, I'm going to get $10. So then if I know I can do that, then I'm going to put $100 in so I can get $200. So that is kind of how we grew our business. Is that the only way? No, we need to make sure our Google My Business is optimized and we're getting reviews and we're adding photos to it and we're adding posts to it and we're doing all that kind of stuff. Fine, we're putting up yard signs, put up 25 yard signs a week. Do it every Friday. That way they go out on Friday, they'll stick around till Monday, and then they'll probably get pulled Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday. If they don't, great. If they do, it's a $3 sign and we move on. So we're not really worried about that $3 sign. Some of these guys pay $10 a sign. I think I would be like, don't touch my sign. That's $10 right there. That $10 bill. A $3 bill, well, I can send 3 of them out there and I'm going to get a lot of people to call. But the best way, now, Facebook can be a good way. Facebook is a good way. If, for some people, it was never a good way for us. We was never able to work through like Facebook groups and that kind of stuff. I mean, it takes you 5 minutes to sit down and post something into the groups, and I got work off of it. But paid advertisement, I never really had anything to do with that. Do you have a video on optimized places to play bandit signs? I don't have an actual video for where to place them. We would just put them. I would always busy intersections is my favorite. Where I live at, there's a main road, four lane, 2 going each way, and it's a pretty busy road. And I would peg them all the way down through there at every stoplight. We have a couple people that do it up on sign, up on telephone poles and all that kind of stuff. So that is another way to do it. That way they're less likely to get pulled. I do have a video on that of how to make a thing to put them up about 10 feet up in the air so they don't get pulled back down. I got a guy, there's another guy that he's going to do $400,000 on the east side of Cincinnati. Now he's out in the middle of nowhere he's about 45 minutes from the east side of Cincinnati, and he comes all the way up to the east side of Cincinnati. Now, the east side of Cincinnati is basically where all the money is. The east and the north is where all the money is in Cincinnati, and that's where he hits, and he goes out in the country. And the way he's gotten most of his business, and this is Robin Wash, Mr. Wash, is by putting yard signs only in the yards he does. He does not like putting them out everywhere else. And I've told him, you got to put them out everywhere else. So gutter cleaning season come, and he had his signs, and he's like, I'm going to try it, Jason. I'm going to try it. I don't like doing this, but I'm going to try it. And I'm like, go for it, man. So gutter signs, that's, so it just depends on what you want. You can put them in people's yard and say, leave them out until you don't want it out there. And then it makes a great thing to put over your windshield, put it underneath the windshield wiper. And when it snows, it'll come right off. So that's another way we can put them out there. So that's kind of that there. Let's see. When will you cover plants in addition to watering, landscaping down? From Chris Elwood. Never. I've never tarped anything. If here's the thing about tarping, you got a better chance of killing stuff by tarping it because it's too hot than just to rinse the stuff down. Make sure water is, or dilution is the solution. More water the better. We're not using that much chemicals that we can't dilute it down quickly. If you are putting stuff up and you got a chance of burning it. The only time that I have tarped was to keep a fish pond covered. But fish ponds are something that you're best to stick the heck away from them. If there's fish in a pond, Stay away from it. It is not good. You will kill the fish. One drop of sodium hypochlorite or bleach will kill a fish like that. So it'll kill tadpoles. We had to go buy this woman 10 tadpoles because her tadpoles died. So to make her happy, we went and bought 10 tadpoles and put back in there. So make sure you're not putting that stuff in there. Alrighty, let's see. So that was Chris. They saw his. What's up, Building Wash? Hey, y'all. Um, don't be a. What's going on from Brian, Frank? Do you have? Yeah, I already answered that question. So, Chris put, are you offering a mentorship? I have been able to grow my pressure washing business to 750 a year with zero digital marketing from my living room. Can you help me take it to the next level? pressurewashhelp.com/training. Probably the Boxer program, so that way I can talk one-on-one and give you some suggestions and things that you will need to do to grow it. If you have not done no digital marketing at all, I mean there's a lot of room to be able to grow that business and blow it up even more. And you probably got a lot of referral traffic. That is one thing we did not have, is a lot of referral traffic, or not referral, but returning traffic, because it is something that we worked on, but we were only at like 19%, which is not much at all. So that is kind of how that goes. And anybody else that wants to learn how to do pressure washing or take your business to the next level, you can go check out pressurewashhelp.com/training. And I go over a lot of stuff in there. I'm going to be adding more as soon as I get off the freaking road and can get back into making videos. I'm going to be adding a lot more stuff in there. I'm on the road for, last week and all this week I'm going to be on the road, so I'm not home and able to do it. I was lucky enough that I had good internet down here in DFE, Kentucky, that I was able to do this live stream. Let's see. All right, Chris. I am currently on North Carolina, South Carolina, and Georgia, and operating from storage units. Hey, that's not a bad idea. I know people that do it even around the Cincinnati area that operate out of storage units. I mean, it's a heck of a lot cheaper than paying the rent, the electric, and all the other stuff. If you just need a place to park your vehicles in a safe place, as long as you can get bleach delivered there and all that kind of stuff. I mean, it sounds crazy, but that is a great option. For us, we got a large shop and we were paying $2,700, $3,000 a month just in rent. Then we had to pay all the other stuff, all the other bills that go along with it. So if you can do that, heck yeah, 100%. It's not like you're hanging out there. All you're doing is they have cameras, they have security, they have everything. So at least, if you have a shop, you have to do all that kind of stuff and worry about stuff getting stolen and everything. A storage building is definitely a great place to be able to grow a business. And here's the reason why I would like that versus having it at your home. When you have it at your house, I've heard many people have lost, one guy lost a motorcycle. Somebody stole the motorcycle. The employees took the motorcycle and never came back. So then you lose stuff from there. Then they know where you kind of live at, all that kind of stuff. And sometimes who we hire is not the best selection of people. Just because what we do, it's not like we're getting college grads. So, and even if we get a college grad, he's probably not very smart because he's working for us. Just saying. Not that what we do is hard and that. And can we make a lot of money from what we do? Absolutely we can. But sometimes we got to hire those people so that we don't have to do all the work ourselves. All right. With remote techs. When is the best time to market? Should I start in this winter or should I wait till summer? I would not wait till summer, if you, especially for pressure washing. I would start marketing a little. Right now is a good time to do all your SEO kind of stuff, getting your Google My Business stuff, and all that kind of stuff. But February is a great time. February, March, and then for us, it's basically when people first start getting out to mow grass. That's when we really want to put the pedal to the metal and take it off. If because around here in Cincinnati this year was horrible, March, April. People didn't start mowing grass to the end of April, 1st of March or 1st of May. And so it was just slow. And this year, our first 2 months wasn't good because of the freaking weather. We had a ton of rain, we had cold weather, we had all the crap hit us. And nobody mowed grass till the end of April, 1st of May. And once it took off, it takes off. And so when it takes off and you're so busy you don't think you can market anymore, that's when you just want to keep dumping the gas on the fire and just let it blow up. Because what we can do is we can schedule that out into June, into July. If we don't do that and we say, "Oh, I'm so busy and I don't want to put no more money in marketing," it's going to dry up fast and it's going to go as soon as June hits, when people are thinking about vacation time. So if we can get them on the schedule, not thinking that, it helps us out in the long run. All right. Will SH 10% SH on the job on a roof clean? Will 10 do the job? Yes, it will. You can even cut it down 50-50 also, or to around 5%, and you will be fine to do roof cleaning. Now, when it's this cold outside, if it's below 50, you might even have to bump it up a little bit more. I don't really like doing roof cleans below about 55-ish, 60, because then it does take it so much to get. If you have a heater on your pressure washer, you can, instead of doing your 50-50, normal, is put that warm water in that SH, and then that will also help make it work better if we're spraying it on the roof. If you don't have warm water, you'll have to go stronger, and I don't like it as well. You'll use a lot more, and the only good thing is you're not going to kill anything else, because if it's that cold, that means everything else is already dead probably. So you don't have to worry about that. Brian asked, if you shoot it straight, it should. Oh, okay. Okay, with a root pump. Thanks. Um, they have camera space and storage and access 24/7. That's right. I am with you. Can't wait for more training. Me too. I hope by spring, so you'll be ready to hit it hard in the spring. My tech receives the jobs to their tab. You're high tech on that, dude, Chris. I'm assuming they're going and all that. If not, what system are you using for the GPS tracking and that kind of stuff? We used for the tracking stuff. Shoot, I forget what it was called, but to track where the trucks are and that kind of stuff. Okay. Mike G, what do you think about downstreaming S8 in the cold months with soap, of course? Yep, we do it all the time. We do it so that way, once it hits a certain degree, if you don't have, like, a couple of our trucks have a burner on them, we won't do it on those trucks. But if a truck don't have a burner on it, and you're getting down in that 35 range, then definitely you will need to just go straight. You don't have to go straight, but you're probably going to have to hit it twice, and you're going to have to let it sit and dwell. You're going to have to let it sit and dwell even longer with the 45 minute, with the straight 50 and 60 range. We can, even the 50 range, I would probably go straight with it with cold water. We get up in the 60 range, then we can start cutting it back and be fine. I know people that don't cut it at all and go straight all the time. Now, are you going to use more? Absolutely. And is it going to clean quicker? Absolutely. Is there a possibility that you could kill something? Absolutely. So that's why with employees, I go the 50-50, so that way there's less chance of killing stuff and making stuff die, because we don't want it to die. Dying is bad. Um, get it now, but plans always get more. I don't know what that one was about. All right. Um, Stephen Adams, I am located in Kentucky and growing slowly. Just got a trailer up and going, but what's the best way to keep everything from rusting throughout the season and winter? Hose reels, most specifically. The hose reels, I actually did a video on a bulkhead fitting, and that has been the best way I keep stuff from rusting. Or you can buy the stainless steel ones. I know Russ has them, the stainless steel internals, so that way they won't rust. Liberty Power Wash just got them this year, but they're pretty proud of that stainless in the middle of there. But what I did is if you look back about 6 months, 8 months ago, maybe even a year ago, I did I unhook it from the reel and I hook it into there, and that keeps it from rusting and that kind of stuff. And then at that point, all I'm really doing is using the reel. Lots of money. There's Liberty Power Wash. He finally decided to show up. Probably was sleeping on me, but that's how we keep it from rusting the insides. Because the issue I always had, it wasn't the rusting the inside, it was the super swivels. You can't keep super swivels on them. When we had 4 trucks running, I was changing out super swivels at least once a month on one of the trucks, if not 2 or 3 of them. So I got tired of doing that, and that's why I went with the bulkhead fitting and then go that route. Mike G, I have done exactly that the other day. What do you think about Agent Green? Your success if you've used it. So I'm going to tell you, I have never used any power wash product, period. Not to say that power wash products are bad, or Agent Green, or all the Agent stuff. I've never used any of them. The only thing I've used is Pressure Tech stuff, and I've used Russ's stuff. And I have used the Eliminator from Michael Highlander, and I've used his concrete cleaning stuff. Other than that, I've used none of that fancy dancy stuff. I've only used Snotmanade is my favorite, and actually I like the cherry blend better. I just started using the cherry blend. I like it. I like that a clean smell, and sometimes that clean smell turns into bleach smell. So that's why I don't go that route. But the other thing is I don't like that stuff. So that's why I do that. Titan or Hane reels, half one, quarter the other. I've used both. Actually, the Hane reels, I haven't used them personally. Liberty Power Wash has one on his trailer. They're all basically the same. Let's see, Titan, and then the Summit is the other one. The only issue I've had with Summit is they rust out pretty good, but they all rust out unless you're using aluminum. Because the Titan rust out too, unless it was the Cox. Cox is just cheap reel. They're really cheap, and I've used them, the General Pump. But what I've know is they all last about the same amount of time if you don't take care of them. If you're not making sure you're keeping the rust off, making sure you're keeping the bleach off, make sure you're spraying them down, rinsing them down, maybe oil them every once in a while, spray some WD-40 or something on them to keep them from rusting. All right. Swivels suck. Yes, they do. I use Home Advisor. What are your thoughts on using them? They cost, but I get the calls. Here's the deal with Home Advisor. If you are priced low, and if you answer your phone and if you respond quickly back to them, HomeAdvisor will get you jobs. HomeAdvisor, this is why I tell people about HomeAdvisor. And somebody just wrote, they drive me freaking nuts. HomeAdvisor knows how to market. Learn from them how to market. They don't just call you one time and you say, no, I don't want it. Guess what they do again? They call you the next day, 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 the next day. They call you every freaking day till you're about to drive you nuts. Until you tell them, quit calling me or I'm gonna blah, 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 blah. So, with that being said, if you can market like that, and when a customer gets a quote, you're following up with them the next day, the next day, the next day, the next day. You know, in a period of in a month, we're touching them 10 times. So that way we can make sure we do that. So that's why I say about HomeAdvisor. Can you get work with HomeAdvisor? Absolutely you can. I know people that have grown businesses off of HomeAdvisor. Can you pay a fortune for HomeAdvisor? Absolutely you can. But here's the thing. If you pay attention and you reject leads and you follow up on them and you do it, but you're going to have to do a whole lot of work to make sure you don't get screwed in HomeAdvisor. If you just sit there and pay for the leads and not answering your phone, you are pissing away money at that point. You are doing nothing for you for yourself. So you have to be on that phone. When it rings one time, you're answering. Because here's the thing about HomeAdvisor. If you don't answer it, and not only that you answer it, you got to be able to close jobs like that. They're calling that HomeAdvisor lead going to go to 3 other people, and they're all calling that customer right at the same time. And if you're not number one, you might as well be at the end of the list. And you are bam, 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 right? You are getting these people scheduled, and you are getting out there that day or the next day and getting them taken care of. If you're not there, that next person is going to pay that $25 for that lead, and he's going to get there that day because he don't want to pay $25 a lead. So that's my thought on HomeAdvisor. Is HomeAdvisor for everybody? Absolutely not. Is HomeAdvisor for some people? Absolutely is. Is it a crooked kind of system? Yes, it is. When I run these people's AdWords, I never forget, I ran AdWords for this one company, and he didn't realize that they were spending money on AdWords. So they're buying them clicks for $5 a piece and selling them for $25 a piece and selling it to 3-4 people, or $50 a lead if it's a commercial lead. They're making $300-400 off of a $5 click. Do they know how to market? Absolutely. They're not stupid. They know how to call contractors and aggravate the crap out of them for you to buy that stuff. All right, that's off my soapbox on HomeAdvisor. Let's see. Please think about this, putting together a document. Okay, I am thinking. I do have some stuff for vinyl siding and stucco, but I want to get a better list of what it all is. My G, iLive, everything I got from pressure to. Just had to try the Agent Green at least once. Used Snotminade and was not impressed with it. What would you recommend for roof surfactant? Need clean. If you do Snotminade, you got to put it in thick. You're at like an ounce, even more than that, a gallon. Anything you are, I don't really worry about the cling as much. If you do a good job of not overspraying it, and you start from the bottom, work your way up to the top, you won't have much runoff at all. If you start at the top and work your way down, you will have a ton of runoff. And then you still might have black streaks because of by all the runoff. But that's just, I don't like the clean, And then the other thing that you get into is people's like, what's that white stuff all over my roof? How long is that going to last? And you're like, well, It's going to last till you get a good rain. So that's one reason why I kind of like the Stockmanade. It's not so much it's just so that I can spray it up there and hold it long enough. Once you get good at spraying it, you learn, I can spray straight bleach up there and not have much runoff just because you learn how to spray it. You don't have to flood it. It's basically just getting a nice thin layer on it. In fact, I don't even like to turn my nozzle to straight stream. I always try to go, a nice fan. Even the bigger fan, the better, because it's not about flooding it. It's just about getting the chemical on the roof. Steve Adam, did the exact same thing to get rid of Home Advisor. Yeah, you got to tell them go screw themselves. Also, thankful I work for a social media company and have taken notes into Stephen. Word of mouth been the best for me so far. Word of mouth is a great way to get business. I mean, if you know a lot of people, it is, but it's not something that it's hard to get it to scale. Word of mouth is only going to scale you so far. And you're not going to be able to scale it a bunch from that. I second Home Advisor. I have had horrible experience with them. A lot of people have horrible experience with them. Should I pay for a company to do my SEO, or is it easy to do and learn? Thanks. SEO is snake oil. Did I say that out loud? I sure did. SEO is one of those things. The reason why I got into marketing is because I got tired of getting screwed by companies. SEO is one of those things that, first off, how do people look you up? Do they look you up by looking it up on a computer, or do they look you up by looking you up on your phone? I'm gonna guess they looking you up by your phone. It's like 70% of our clicks is through our phone. And I know that by my AdWords, and AdWords tells you that kind of stuff. So if it's on the phone, the very first thing you're going to see when you search for pressure washing is you're going to see 3 ads, and those ads are all paid ads. And if you click on one of those ads, you just charge that company anywhere from $2 to $50, $100. Depending on what the service is. In some instances, pressure washing is a $50 to $75 click. Window cleaning is a $50 to $75 click. So, with that being said, normally our average click is around, I can get it around about 10 to 12 bucks is average. So I'm going to get some smaller, and I'm going to get some a lot more. So the next thing is we're going to get down into Google Maps. Google Maps is easy to get into and easy to rank. Does it take some time and some effort? Yes. I have a whole course in my pressurewashhelp.com/training in there, all about Google Ads. We got to make sure our pictures are named. We got to have lots of pictures. We got to make sure we got our pictures. We got to make sure we got our citations. Our citations are right. We're adding citations. We got to make sure that we're getting reviews and all this kind of stuff. We got to make sure that we are answering reviews. We're putting posts up, all this kind of stuff. So that is AdWords is first, then Google Maps, Google My Business is next. And then we get down to organic SEO. So with that being said, SEO, so that means it takes anywhere from 5 to 6 swipes to get down to SEO. So do I think SEO? And if you got competition in your area, you're not going to be that number one person. Pressure Wash Cincinnati, I got it, and I haven't done nothing in the last 3 years to it. Absolutely nothing. And I know for a fact companies paying thousands of dollars trying to knock me off of that number one spot. And I ain't going nowhere, even for Christmas lights. So, are you going to get in that number one spot? Probably not. If there's somebody that's already spent a lot of money and knew what they were doing, you're not going. And the website that I did, that is number one, it looks like crap. I'm going to be honest with you. It's a 5-year-old website. It don't look pretty, but it's a converting website like a son of a gun. So guess what? I'm not even going to mess with it. Obviously, I'm not going to mess with it now because I don't own the company. But, SEO is one of those things that you can spend lots of money on. And if you're going to spend a lot of money on that, I would rather you spend it on Google AdWords, so that way you can get those clicks in that. But the Google Maps is an easy way to get a lot of business. I'd say Google Maps is probably our second way to getting business. If you have a competitor, we got 2 Google My Business listings, and they both have over 125 reviews. You know what our competitors have? Not that many. Actually, I got one competitor that has like 250 reviews, but ours still does good. All right. It's a learning curve for sure, roof art. It is, especially spraying it. Yeah, always, when you spray from the bottom up, you're less likely to use less chemical on pressure washing when you're coming up. And that home advisors, they do harass the crap out of you. They will call you every day. Do you use flyers for marketing? Yes and no. What kind of flyers? Because yes, we use flyers for commercial work, going into commercial places. Hey, we do blah, 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 apartment associations, that kind of stuff. Do I go and do door-to-door flyers? Yes and no. Door on this one and go across the street, do 3 more and do this one. Have I went and done the whole neighborhood and got my good old exercise in? Yes, I have. And you know how many jobs I got out of it? Goose egg. So guess what? I don't do that. And I handed out probably 5,000 of them suckers and got goose egg. Actually, I got more than goose egg. I got a nice exercising, is what I got. I got my exercise in, and that's all I got out of it. So door to door, I won't do. Do 5 rounds, absolutely. And that flyer is going to say, "Hey, I did your neighbor's house, and look how great it looks. You need to have yours done." And people will call you, and you can put a sign in their nice little front yard if they'll let you, and that way they know who did what your house it was. So that's that question. All right. Liberty Power Wash 9. Yes, it is 9. It's 9 o'clock my time here in Central Kentucky. So that is what I have. I don't have no more questions here. Again, I thank everybody for showing up on this Sunday night. 9 reviews. Well, you got to get working on that, DJ. Ever do clip flyers? Nope. And I'm not a component for it. I think that, and I know people say, well, I get jobs and I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what anybody says. I get jobs off of it. I got $25,000 job off of it. Well, I got a $25,000 job off of Google Ads too. And I didn't throw garbage in people's yards. And it goes back to, this was way back when, before it was rock flyers. And they put some rocks in there and throw the baggie out with the rocks in it. And it was this painter in this old crappy car that looked like crap. And I'm like, that's not what I want my company to look like. I don't want my company to look like litter. So that is, my whole job is to make your house look pretty and clean, not to throw trash in your freaking front yard. Just my opinion. Sorry. Christmas light season is definitely Christmas light season. It's not too late yet to learn it yet. If you decide to get into Christmas lights, you can go to christmaslightshelp.com/training, and I have all the training in there. Are you going to blow it out of the water this year? Probably not, but you could still get 25 installs and that kind of stuff this year if you started working on Christmas lights. Um, Thanks for your knowledge. It helps a lot. Thanks, Mike, for coming and watching me. Steve, thanks for the tips. Appreciate all the help. Don't forget to like the guy's video. Thanks, Saba. Yep, absolutely. Like it down below. What are your thoughts on ResponsiBid for a new business? I honestly think it's not a bad idea. I think it's a good thing. And here's what I would do. If you are thinking about a CRM and all these, everybody's got to say, you got to have these CRMs and all this crap. I'd rather you have ResponsiBid than a CRM. A CRM is not going to make you money in the end of the day. ResponsiBid will make you money. Is it expensive? Yes, it is. So, is it expensive? Absolutely is. So with that being said, shoot, I lost my train. Merry Christmas. You made me lose my train of thought on that one. All right. Responsibility. It is absolutely we can send out them emails in that sequence, because here's the thing. At the end of the day, if you don't have a follow-up system, I guarantee you're not going to follow up. And what ResponsiBid will do is we'll follow up with that customer for the next year, 2 years, 3 years. And I guarantee you will not do that any other way, even with any CRM, anything like that. All right. So Merry Christmas gave me another $2. Thank you. Do you wrap your trucks? So here's the issue with wrapping trucks. I ran a business that had never wrapped one truck. I did do some lettering on one of my trucks, but I had 4 at the end of it in a big van, and I never wrapped any of them. Here's my thought behind it. It's going to cost me $2,500 to $3,000 to do a wrap on a vehicle. How many jobs is it going to take me to get that money back? Or if I took that $2,500 or $3,000 and I put it in AdWords, what am I going to get? So that is my thought on wraps. Does wraps get you jobs? Absolutely do. Do you need a big fancy high dollar wrap and get you jobs? Absolutely not. My wife bought a $10 thing that we put it on the back of our van, and we had 2 or 3 people call us from that stupid wrap. So they were little bitty house washes, but it made a couple $100 from that $10 one. So that is kind of my theory on wraps. Wraps are not going to make a lot of money at first. Wraps is kind of like SEO. It's going to be the amount of time over time where that truck is going to make money. I wanted to make money in that month versus the 5 years or the 2 years that I'm going to have that truck. I have a guy in Georgetown, Kentucky, and he wraps all his trucks. He believes in it 100%. He gets some work from it. We did Cincinnati. We never wrapped one truck. Like I say, I did letter them. I had a couple trucks lettered, but at the end, the 4 vehicles of the end, not one of them was lettered. So here's the other thing. If you letter them and wrap them, then they know who to call and complain to. If you do something stupid, or you speed, or your guide speeds and lets water out, that kind of thing. All right, I'm gonna scroll back up here. I got 25 reviews on HomeAdvisor, all 5 stars. Can I get them moved to Google? Probably not. You could ask the customer to see if they'll do it, but you're probably not going to get them on Google. I'm preaching again. Nicely done, Jason. Market is better option as opposed to ResponsiBid. Market is a CRM. I don't know the follow-up system. Here's the thing about, a lot of people think ResponsiBid is all about putting a quote out there. Actually, that has nothing to do with it. ResponsiBid is all about the email follow-up. The email follow-up is gold. And people say, email's dead. Email is not dead. Every app on your phone, you have to give an email. Email is not dead. You need to email people to make sure that you're following up with your quotes. And if they say no, you still email them and you still say, have you got it done? No? Okay, that's fine. It'll go the other, that kind of stuff. Um, Thanks, Jason, for all you do. Means a lot to sport. You put it at. Is that a month? Is that a one-time thing? If it's a one-time thing, I'd put it in signs. Um, if it's a month, you could do a little bit of AdWords. Um, you're not going to get a lot of AdWords, but it's a start. So it is a start. So you can try that. Do you have signs? Like I say, signs is 325 for a one-time go. All right. Road Rash. Hi there. I just joined. Sorry if this has already been asked. I am interested in starting a pressure washing business, but need to learn all about how to use the equipment safely. Go to pressurewashhelp.com/training and you can join any tier of my membership. And I go over a lot of this stuff. I actually got a safety ladder one that I haven't uploaded yet, but I go over the safety of pressure washing hoses and all that kind of thing, and chemicals and chemical safety and all that kind of stuff. Where is the best place to learn all of this? pressurewashhelp.com/training. It'll take you right to it. I would hate to damage someone's property. Yeah, that's not a good thing. That's why you want to learn. And that's why I give all my information, everything I've learned, and even all the techniques I do. A lot of people be like, well, why do you do that? A lot of my techniques that I teach in my pressure washing classes is so that I have screwed up people's stuff. I have done it. And this is why you don't do it. And I will, a lot of people be like, well, that's stupid. There's a reason why I don't do it. So, or the way I spray technique, the way I teach to spray, there's a reason for my madness. The wraps protect the rust, and if it's rusty, it won't show the rust. Dolomite, thanks for the $2. Thank you. Does pressure washing involve putting treatment on concrete first, like bleach, or is it necessary? It is not necessary if you're using a surface cleaner. It does help to help remove the mold spores. I will pre-treat it with sodium hypochlorite or bleach, so that way it will help remove the mold spores and keep the mold from coming back. And if you have lines and stuff, it will also help make them look a lot better. But all right, so I've been at this for 70 minutes. Again, I'm gonna try to start getting some more videos out on some more stuff. I got a bunch in my queue. I just haven't been able to get them up and all that kind of stuff. Do you charge separately for adding treatment? Nope. Now, if we put sealer on the end of it, then we will charge for it and that kind of stuff. But again, thanks for everybody watching it. If I can get some thumbs up, I'd appreciate it. Even after this video is over, if you want to comment on some stuff, I will definitely try to get back to it and be that. Hope you all have a great week this week. I know it's cold in Kentucky and it's supposed to snow like 2 inches or 3 inches of snow. So if you are in the snow removal business, then you will be able to make some money doing snow removal and putting salt down. If you're in a Christmas light business, you're going to hate this week because it's going to be cold and snowy on the roofs and you're not going to be able to get up on the roofs. If you're pressure washing, you're going to be pulling snowflakes out, so you are not going to be able to, you will freeze up your stuff. From Australia, I got people all over the world watching me and learning pressure washing, and which is pretty cool. But as always, I will be here next week. I won't be here Sunday night. I'm actually at the firehouse. I'm going to try to get up and do one Saturday morning, probably around 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning. So next Saturday will be 10 o'clock versus this week is on Sunday. It'll be on Sunday every Sunday, except every third Sunday it'll be on a Saturday, and that kind of stuff. Which do you recommend, air diaphragm or booster pump? I don't know. I've had them both. I haven't had a booster pump, but a lot of people are starting to have a lot of issues with them. We use 12 volt. Easy, simple, that kind of stuff. I have used an air diaphragm, but they are expensive. So that's why I just stuck with 12 volt. But again, hope you all have a great week and hope you are successful. And I know unless you're in the South, you're probably not going to be pressure washing. So, this is a good time to start working on your own SEO, working on getting your Google My Business stuff up, working on all that kind of stuff to be successful. So when spring starts, it will take off. So, but again, Aquaforce, you can rewatch it. I gave a lot of good information out on this video, so definitely go watch some videos. Thanks for watching all the way across the world, and see you next week.